Welcome to the Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast.
I'm Jill from New York.
And I'm Linda from Tasmania.
We are two moms from opposite sides of the world who are living, demonstrating, and helping moms across the world build their self-care asset bank.
Ready to dive in? Messy, interrupted, imperfect, and most of all mucked up. Let's get going. I don't know. That was not fun. We thought we couldn't even record today. Oh my gosh. That would have been deadly. We still would have had the conversation anyway. We just would have gone into thin air. Oh well, that's okay.
We figured it out.
Hi.
We're here. Welcome back.
Hi. Slight hiccup. Let's go. Highs and lows.
All right, highs and lows. Lows and highs.
How it goes by now.
I'm just coming off my birthday weekend, so it's like still riding the high, and I'm realizing it's a little melty at the same time, and it's like fun stuff. But high is we finally got a lot of things checked off of a to-do list this weekend while we had the time and nice weather. And lows is I got really super melty and cranky in the middle of all of it because we were doing so much and birthday stuff and outings and skip nap and
Overwhelmed.
Yeah. So
max out.
Thank goodness my husband picked up slack and helped balance things out, but it's a hot mess here between highs and lows. What do you got for us today, Linda, for your highs and lows?
Hi, Bubba Girl is finally gaining some weight consistently, which is very, very good to hear because it's been quite an adventurous 6 months in and out of hospital, stress, which means we're now back. Well, now it means moving forward, we can go to monthly check-ins compared to weekly. Sometimes they've been twice a week. Times in hospital, it was twice a day. And so monthly check-in right now sounds glorious.
Vacation.
Just like, wow. All of a sudden, I've got a couple more hours in my week. And speaking of hours in my week, one of the lows today was actually having to go to the supermarket. It's not my favorite. I really do not like it, especially with kids in hand. Yep, it's just, I think I'm going okay, and then I'm like, no, this is why I do not like this. And then I'm home and generally people are falling apart, or just it's late to cook dinner, or yep, not my favorite.
Oh yeah. Well,
yep.
We wanted to talk about delegating in this conversation today, and I think this is a perfect place to start with grocery shopping.
Yep. Yes. So
try to delegate that as much as possible.
I love it when I can do boot pickup. It is my favorite thing. I did it for years and then I stopped for a while and then I did it again. And obviously today I missed the cut-off window thing. We didn't have any cereal because it got thrown all over the floor. So look, it's not always possible, but whenever possible, I either do the boot pickup or I'll pay the little bit extra and get it delivered here.
It was so funny. The first time you told me you got the boot pickup, I'm like, what is boot pickup? Like, you got boots picked up? What? I had definitely had to Google that one, Linda.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's a trunk.
Yeah. When you say trunk, I'm like, suitcase? What? or elephant? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Anyway, translation problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love curbside pickup grocery shopping. Definitely my favorite, especially if I can order it and have it ready a few hours later and my husband can pick it up on his way home and I don't have to like
Oh.
gold. That is gold right there.
Yes, because the thing, like, let me just walk through my experience this afternoon, right?
Please.
couple of significant mistakes in this adventure. Firstly, I was hungry, which meant I went in for cereal.
Never a good thing, Linda, right there. Never a good thing. You don't go shopping hungry.
I ended up with cereal and milk and lunchbox food and like, I don't know, bathroom cleaner and whatever else that landed in the trolley. Didn't feel like that much in the trolley. So I also felt like I was there with every single other man and his dog at the same time, because it was right after school pickup, right before dinner. So the queue was long, especially for little old Hobart. It probably actually wasn't that long for you. You're like, oh, nothing. But I'm talking 4 people at least, including old grannies. And so I thought, yeah, I'll just go to the self-serve checkout. There's not that much in my trolley. And no, didn't work because I was trying to then scan items quickly because I was wanting to just get out of there, scan items quickly, putting it in the bagging area. It wasn't picking up item in the bagging area, so I had to take it off and put it back on, and then it bleeped and timed out and had to call the attendant 4 times, and I'm like, oh my God, this is why I don't do this. And I had 2 or 4 children who were the 2 best children to take at the time, absolutely, hands down. It wasn't even the toddler, it was the baby in the trolley and the eldest who helped scan all the items. I just do not love it. Nope.
Yep. No. I mean, they're getting so much more useful to be able to do that self-serve checkout stuff, but it ends up being more of a headache, which then just ruins your whole entire freaking experience sometimes. But on the other side of that, where yes, I think it'd be great for someone to go do my shopping for me, are they going to pick out the best stuff that I asked for? Because I'm very picky with my produce, very, very picky. And I know the store has something in stock. And if you replace it with something stupid, now I have to go waste my time again to go pick it up because I was just there yesterday and they could not have sold out. You just didn't know how to look for it in the shelf the right way. So is it better to just do it yourself? Which we're going to lead into another part of that conversation. Where do you pay to have someone go shopping for you and you deal with not getting the picks you would have probably picked out?
It's like asking for asparagus and getting green beans. Seriously.
My problem is I get strawberries and I don't want mushy, moldy strawberries. Why the heck would you pick them out? If you're going to go shopping, why would you not look at something and say, yeah, this person would eat this?
Maybe if you're going to make jam. I don't know, but I'm not making jam. Not like I will delegate that completely to the supermarket and buy the jam off the shelf. Thank you very much. So let's start there. Is it sometimes just easier to do it ourselves?
I think that is one thing that we face as moms after having a kid. And not even because of a trust issue, but just because usually the other person that we've delegated it to, it was never a common task for them to do. And they have their own ways of doing it, which we may not feel is the best use of time or the best order of doing it, or their timing of when they want to get it done is not where we need it to be done to be able to do the tasks that follow it or surround it. And then we just get fed up. It's like, forget it. I'll just do it myself because I know the way that it works and I like my way better or whatever. So there's a lot of learning with that one. But how did you do with figuring that part out, Linda?
Well, it makes me question just listening to you say it out loud. Are we the control freaky? We're then bordering on the control freaky stuff as well. Like we were talking at one stage about the dishwasher as one example, right?
Oh yeah. Sorry. I gave my husband the option to do laundry or dishes and help me with it. He does his own laundry anyway. There was a few other things. I don't remember, but he's like, I don't mind doing the dishes. I'll empty the dishwasher. I'm like, perfect. I will fill the dishwasher. I know how I like the dishwasher filled. I cannot stand it because it gives me anxiety that you fill the dishwasher this way and I have to go in behind you and fix it. And it's not even because like I've gotten past that, but now he gets annoyed if I change things. He's like, if you want me to do it, just let me do it my way. And I walk away. We're 3 years into the dishes and I will just fine, forget it. You do your way. Because at least it's getting done. And I've gotten past that. But in the beginning, it was, I filled it because I had such issues with how it was being filled that it was easier for him to empty it.
Because you end up washing it again if the bowls are stacked in a certain way, right?
Higher things on the outside, lower things on the inside, order. Come on.
Obvious.
Common sense. The other part of that is he at least knows where things go. I thought he knew how to put everything away. We've been in our house for almost 8 years now. And yes, I've changed a few things around over those 8 years, but everything's primarily in the same spot. And we still are finding things not in the right spot. I'm like, where did he put it? I have to go on a freaking treasure hunt half the time when I'm trying to find dishes that he put away. I'm like, it's been in the same spot every time. So I might as well just do it myself next time too. Or it takes days for it to get unloaded, the dishwasher, when I need to fill it with whatever's been dirty from dinner the night before now.
Yep. And this is part of what I'm tackling at the moment. We have the kids now have dishwasher on their few jobs that they do to contribute to the house every day. They take turns generally back and forth. Dishwasher is one of those jobs that they can do fairly smoothly. Quinn, the 2.5-year-old helps out by emptying the cutlery into the drawer. So he's involved as well. The routine that I know works really well from living proof, from evidence of doing this for years is I put the dishwasher on before I go to bed. It works. It helps the whole house run a lot smoother. It means when people are getting up for breakfast and packing lunch boxes and just generally trying to start their day, there's not stuff everywhere. It works. Whether it's half full, 3/4 full, full to the max, it works. And then generally what the idea was that it would get unpacked while I'm boiling the kettle or helping, just getting breakfast that morning. If it gets unpacked, then I've got the day to fill it until that night when it gets put on again. However, at the moment, it gets put on the night before. The kids get up, scramble around, make lunch boxes, get out the door, etc., etc., and they're not unpacking it until 3:30, 4 o'clock. Which means by that stage, the kitchen is a mess and everything is everywhere. And I'm trying to start dinner or just live in the kitchen while they're at school and everything is piling up, which is only increasing the stress. It's not working. It's just not working to wait 6 hours, 8 hours. Oh, and I'm trying to decrease my voice and whisper because I'm actually really angry about it on the inside.
I feel so many moms are going to resonate with this, Linda, because we just might as well do it ourselves. And it goes both ways, even entrepreneurship. Like, how many times in work have you been trying to delegate something? Forget it, I'll just do it myself. I don't have to go through these hoops to just figure out how to tell you how to do it or teach you how to do it or whatever it ends up being. But we have to be able to pass it off at some point. So it comes down to trusting others to just get it done their way, and us trusting ourselves to be okay with the job that might not have been done up to our standards, and learning to shift our expectations of
Oh, sure. It's not even the expectations or the standards anymore. It's just the flow of the house. Like the whole thing is really compromised. Really. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. I can't fit in anything else except stressing about these stupid dishes. Rightio, I'm done. Goodbye. Mucked up. See you next time.
You were tapping out of this conversation.
Yep, really. Let's move on to another topic for 1 second while you try and hush in the background over breakfast.
Oh my gosh. Well, Linda, you presented this spicy question before we got started on this conversation, and I'd like for you to ask it again, because this might be the perfect way to wrap up our conversation about delegating.
I would love to know. Well, obviously, Jill, you're the only one who can answer it right now, but from your point of view and anyone else listening, do you think you can delegate your self-care?
Do I think I can delegate my own self-care? I don't know. I don't think so. But I know I can delegate as self-care.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I can delegate my self-care. But technically, are we not? If we're going to go get something done or do something that someone else is providing a service for us, is that not delegating? Like if I want to go get my nails done, I'm not going to do my own nails. I've been there, done that, tried that, and I'm going to have someone else go do my nails for me. So am I delegating that? Is that like answering the question that way? Like, I don't know, but I'm not going to go delegate someone else to go take a shower for me either. I've tried that. That does not work. I've asked my husband, like, can you just take a shower for me so I don't have to take a shower? Like,
yeah.
Somehow
Don't have the same effect. You still feel
look good.
Still feel pretty rank. Ugh. I've lost my train of thought on the whole take a shower for me thing.
I'm like trying to think of other self-care things that I would do that I could potentially delegate, like things that make sense. Like I've talked about this in other episodes where I go outside and I play with my son, and I consider that time spent with him as my self-care. I'm not going to go have his babysitter go have fun with him and me take that on as self-care. I'm not absorbing that as my self-care in that moment, but I can ask her to go watch him and they go do whatever. And I get then in my self-care. So am I delegating my self-care then in that instance? I don't know, what are your thoughts on your question, Linda?
Well, if we're circling back around to the supermarket curbside pickup, do you call it? Trunk
curbside.
trunk to toy room. I don't know. If we're thinking about that, every time I do the boot pickup, I see that as a form of self-care for me. So I'm delegating it to someone else at the same time as giving myself time, space, less frustration, less lots of things. I actually see that as, in many ways, my own self-care, self-sanity, lots of things, by being able to do that. So in a way, that is the delegation before the self-care. That is the delegation in allowing myself to have the space for self-care, because if I didn't delegate it in the first place, I wouldn't be getting the self-care. I'd be adding a whole heap of other frustrations as we've just experienced in the last 6 hours. And so by delegating, I can then either fit more room in for self-care or find that I'm less frustrated, reactive. My cup's a bit more full, if you want to use the cliche half empty, half full type thing. So, yeah.
I agree with you on that, especially when you can have someone else go do the pickup for you.
Mhm. Oh, yes. Well, you've got a whole heap of racket in the background.
Oh my goch, I'm trying to find something to throw at him to stop him from banging his cup on the table.
No, it's fine. It's so fine. If only I could pass some chocolate through to you on the screen. I've got some right here. Ooh. One benefit of going to the supermarket hungry is coming home with a block of chocolate. Did I need it? No. Is it self-care? Probably not.
I know, right? It's like I need like
it's still
chocolate,
really good.
I need a chocolate milk dispenser so I don't have to do the chocolate milk fill-ups. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Anyhow, I think that was a great explanation to that question, Linda. And I think it was great that you asked that. And I hope that everybody listening in asks themselves that question too.
I think maybe a better question would be, how are you delegating in order to give yourself self-care? Self-care?
Yeah, how do you make the space using the powers of delegating? And I know it's hard to hand that part of your control off to somebody else and put your trust in them to get it done. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's a big practice to practice.
Big practice. Yep, definitely. And no doubt we will keep talking through.
Yes.
This is been a massive form of self-care, being able to have these conversations. So I absolutely appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you too, Linda. Thank you so much for spending the time with me for this conversation. And until next week.
We hope you can unstuck your muck.
See you later.
See ya.